Move it along to the AL Central.
Yeah, do it up.
The AL Central, this has evolved into a two-team race now. The Detroit Tigers have fallen back big time. You can look at their starting pitching has struggled somewhat. Justin Verlander has been solid, but outside of him, not a whole lot going on. Of course, Miguel Cabrera, though, still an MVP candidate for them, but they have fallen, I believe, 10 to 10.5 games out at this point.
All right.
And right now we're looking at a one-team race, or two-team race right now, with, of course, the Chicago White Sox on top, one game back, the Minnesota Twins. What's going to happen? We have 2 minutes to talk about it.
2 minutes on the clock. All right. I honestly like what Chicago is doing. The Chicago White Sox, I like what they're doing. Obviously, they're very good pitching.
They got your boy Edwin Jackson.
That move has panned out so far in 2 starts. He put up some really good numbers in 2 starts. I'm really impressed because that switch from NL to AL is not usually a good transition for people, especially like people like him that were struggling all year. But I really like their pitching. Danks is good. Obviously, Gavin Foy
has been impressive the last couple of months.
You know, he could have done that all year, but obviously he's in the zone, and that's why they're doing so well right now, is that pitching's really stepped up. You know, you got your boy in the bullpen.
Which one? Matt Thornton and J.J. Putz right now holding it down as Bobby Jenks goes on the DL with some back spasms. Looks like he's about to actually go on the DL. He's been hurt a little bit. Jenks has been somewhat inconsistent at times, but of course you're looking at Thornton and 2 of the best middle relievers in the game right now. Their offenses look very solid, of course. Various different pitcher with various different hitters.
There's a dog.
There's a dog.
You're killing our time. Keep going.
Alex Rios obviously has been very solid. Gordon Beckham's caught fire recently. Juan Pierre having a throwback year. Gotta like this White Sox team now. They have experience going to the World Series in 05 and winning it all.
We didn't talk about the Twins. What do you like about the Twins?
The Twins, Francisco Liriano looking like he did before he went down with Tommy John surgery. They had some really good hitting. Obviously, Justin Morneau, though, I think is the key. If he can't come back from injury, I think Justin Morneau and company will miss the playoffs and the White Sox will prevail.
I think Delman Young is doing some great things. You know what I don't like? You know what I really don't like? The Twins don't have good pitching.
They don't.
They have no good pitching.
I mean, when Scott Baker's your number 2. Come on.
I mean, it's really bad, honestly. They made the bullpen move to get Matty Katz, and
that hasn't panned out yet.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have the aces. You're not getting there. It's not going to help you down the stretch, and that's time.
So I'm going White Sox right now.
I'm going White Sox definitely.
It's the AL West. Right now, leading things are the Texas Rangers. They've been red hot recently. Of course, 8.5 games out, though, are the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. 9 games out are the Oakland Athletics. And what do you think is going to happen?
Should we put 2 minutes on the clock?
Put 2 minutes on the clock. Let's talk about the AL West.
I don't know. The AL West.
Is it even a race at this point?
I don't know. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, the Texas Rangers, one of my favorite teams to watch all year long, has done nothing but good things in this season. Going out and getting, of course, Cliff Lee, who's now a Cy Young candidate in their rotation, solidifying that completely.
I love Cliff Lee.
Bringing over Jorge Cantu from the Marlins to help shore up the infield. Christian Guzman as well. This team has looked very solid. Ian Kinsler's been banged up a little bit, but they've been able to plug holes while he's been gone. You know, obviously the young guy, Elvis Andrews, the shortstop guy you just picked up in fantasy. I mean, he's been tremendous. Michael Young. We love Michael Young over here at second half push. He's looked
struggling a little bit.
But he's looked good at various times. You know, he has struggled, but he can always bounce back. You know, behind the plate, they go out and get Benji Molina. In the outfield, Nelson Cruz, another MVP candidate, and Josh Hamilton. Vlad Guerrero having a vintage Vlad season this year.
Cooled down a little bit.
Has cooled down.
The numbers are still big.
Still having tremendous numbers. The starting pitching. I mean, what about that? You talk about Cliff Lee. What about Tommy Hunter, a young guy who's at 10-1 at this point? You know, you look at some of the other young pitching they have. You know, they're really solid. Colby Lewis has pitched very solid. What do you think is going to happen here? Can they hold on to the lead?
Yes, I think they're going to hold on to the lead, and honestly, at this point, the Angels are thinking next season, not this season. The moves they made were good, and they are the Angels.
They go out and get Callaspo and Herron, and it doesn't pan out.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That didn't work out too well, but they will have Kendry back next year. The pitching will be improved, and maybe Texas will have more of competition next year.
And Oakland, obviously, always very solid. That's one of the best young rotations in the league.
Definitely.
Andrew Bailey in the bullpen. Then, of course, you have the starting. You have Brett Anderson, Gio Gonzalez,
Cahill.
Trevor Cahill,
Good.
an all-star.
Good players, but not going to get it done. And actually, I don't know if they're going to get it done anytime soon either. It seems like they got some work to do.
They need to go out and get some bats, but in the meantime, I think this is Texas's race to lose.
All right, we're over.
The wild card, of course, led by none other than the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, the Boston Red Sox sitting 4 out. The Chicago White Sox sitting 4.5 out. And then the Toronto Blue Jays somehow lingering at 8 games out. They're still alive. Right now, it's the Rays to lose. I think this one, if the Rays can somehow beat the Yankees, I give it to the Rays. I give it to the Yankees. Whoever loses the AL East, I think, gets the wild card, but not the Red Sox. Either going to be the Yankees or the Rays.
I agree. And we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock. No, actually, we'll do 1 minute on the clock.
1 minute. In the interest of time.
In the interest of time. Okay, to keep your attention, I believe, honestly, I said this before, Tampa Bay, if they do not win the division, will walk away with the wild card. I'm a big Toronto guy. I'm a big fan.
You love Toronto.
I don't know why, but,
Aaron Hill
ended up getting a few players
Ernie
here and
Wells.
there. They just hit home runs all day. I mean, honestly, I feel horrible for missing out on the Bautista bandwagon.
Jose Bautista.
Could have got that.
Guy top 2 in home runs and RBIs in the American League, and most people don't even know who he is, let alone in Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big deal here, Jose Bautista. This team, in the year the pitcher leads the major league in home runs by far between Wells, Hill, Bautista, Adam Lind, even getting into around the 15 mark, starting to catch fire a little bit.
They had at least 18 or 19 from Alex Gonzalez before he peaked.
John Buck.
John Buck was crushing them for a while. I mean, the kid Wise in the outfield is definitely
Dwayne Wise, nice young piece in the outfield.
Yeah, I like their team, and then you got Aaron Sevilla come up and go 4 for 4 on his first day with 2 belts. Honestly,
first guy to ever do that, by the way.
I mean, you gotta like what they're doing there, and the pitching's great. You gotta like Toronto moving forward. Morrow. I mean, even the back end Cecil is not too bad. You know what I'm saying?
There's a chance in 2011 or 2012. The Toronto Blue Jays could be the new Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah,
but I think that time is definitely a year or two away. Right now, this wild card race belongs in the AL East, though, and it's going to go either to the Yankees or the Rays.
I agree. All right. Well, is that our time?
That's it.
All right. Well, that's what we think about the AL, the divisions, and the wild card. How they're going to play out in the second half. So that's it right now for second half push. We're going to hit up the NL next video, and you get to hear what we're saying about the Mets. We got a Mets segment coming out soon that, if you're a Mets fan, you might be a little impartial on here.
And if you're not, you might like it anyway because we stink.
It's a lot of criticism, we'll tell you that much.
But nonetheless, from second half push, Blake Chadwick and Ivan Berliant. That's it for the American League. We'll see you in the NL.
All of the DJs surely have taken a lesson. Start talking trash and I'll come with my Smith & Wesson.